Series 2, Island of Surprise. A gift for you. Genre: fantasy romance. Copyright: independently published the 8th of August 2025. Author Dr. Sheree E. Love PhD. Table of Content. 1. Episode 4 Awakening by A. Hummingbird. 2. Episode 5 Formal Dining. 3. Episode 6 Gift for You. Episode 4 Awakening by A. Hummingbird. Olivia's new watch collection is called the Trent Collection. She named it after her grandfather, who would allow her to sit with him while he designed and repaired watches. Her collection has 3 women watches and 3 men's watches with 2 pocket watches. Oliver decided to give Olivia a call. It is Saturday afternoon. "Hello," Olivia said when she answered a call. "It's Oliver." "Olivia, how are you doing today?" "Fine, and yourself?" she replied. "I am doing well," he replied. "Would you be interested in showing your new watch collection to a small group of 5 at a formal dinner on a train?" "Yes," Olivia replied. "Security would not be an issue. My security team will check in with your security team once we arrive." "What date are you referring to?" Olivia asked Oliver. "Tomorrow evening," Oliver replied. "Would that work for you?" Oliver asked Olivia. "Yes," she replied. "I will text you the information and I will see you then." "All right," Olivia replied afterwards, hanging up the phone. Oliver's dad, Mr. Mateo, was on the phone with his brother when Oliver called his dad. "Hello," his dad said when answering the other line. "Dad, it's Oliver." Olivia accepted the invitation to show her new watch collection tomorrow evening, Oliver said. "That's great. Your uncle and your sister will be arriving this evening and we will see you then, Mr. Mateo replied before hanging up the phone. Oliver decided to go lay down on a furry futon that is in front of the fireplace, so he could look up at stars through the sunroof window until he falls to sleep. Living in a 2-story brick home with a security gate that has security in a booth on duty at all times. Oliver's home is located on Alton Road, near West 47th Street, Miami Beach, Florida. Visitors can arrive by land or sea. With a stone walkway, visitors can have a walkthrough and have a look at flowers he had chosen for his garden. One would see hibiscus, bougainvillea, blue days, shadowland, Hudson Bay. Oliver often has visits from hummingbirds that enjoy the paint the town fancy pinks, dianthus hybrid and perennials, with him also having magnolias, camellias in his garden, which reminds him of his family home. Madeline waiting for Uncle Samuel to get in the Maserati limousine as the driver stands there holding the door open for him. Madeline returning from her vacation at her family home in the Atlantis Paradise Island, Bahamas, Nassau, where her uncle lives with her mother Isabella Mateo and her father Carlos Mateo. The family home is located in the Carmichael Village near Coral Harbor Road and Carmichael Road, secluded from the road, a sheltered and private property that has a security gate with security. On the way to the Lynden Pindling International Airport, her Uncle Samuel told Madeline about the formal dinner. In their seats after the flight had taken off, Madeline said to her Uncle Samuel, "If I would have taken more time off, I would have taken a yacht to the family home." "The water is beautiful," her Uncle Samuel replied. Accepting a cool drink from a flight attendant, they both enjoyed the view from the window. Her uncle said to Madeline, "There will also be a friend of your brother's showing a new watch collection." All right, Madeline replied. As the flight would typically take an hour, Oliver's sister Madeline and their uncle Samuel flight had just landed at the Miami International Airport. Making their way through the airport terminal, Samuel and Madeline both received a phone call from their assistants that their luggage has already been picked up and put in the Maserati limousine. The driver is waiting for you. Thank you, the had both replied before ending their conversations. The driver stopped at the gate of a gated community located on 39th Street and Collins Avenue. After briefly speaking with her uncle as the driver opens the door, Madeline exits the Maserati limousine where Madeline lives in a two-bedroom room home. Near the beach with a wide glass sliding door, she has a full view of Miami Beach. After entering his hotel suite, Samuel was asked by his butler if he would like a glass of Vieux Cliquot Yellow Label Brut before his salmon dinner was served. Yes, he replied. All right, Mr. Mateo, his butler replied and walked away to inform the waiting staff. Mr. Mateo always has a butler and waiting staff when he travels. Olivia reclined on her bed looking at photos of the watches she had chosen to show at the formal dinner. Olivia, fallen asleep by the cool breeze coming from her window and 3 glasses of wine she had while making dinner. She did not have her central air turned on. The weather did not seem to be hot enough for her to. As Olivia had fallen into a deep sleep, a few hours had passed and a hummingbird had flew into her bedroom window, chirping and making a whirring sound with its wings. Flying near Olivia as she lay there in her bed sleeping. The hummingbird landed on Olivia's nose, making a whirring sound with its wings. She moved her head and continued to sleep. 2 more times the hummingbird landed on Olivia's nose, whirring with its wings and chirping until Olivia opened her eyes. She looked and saw this hummingbird just chirping in front of her face as she lay there. I am not dreaming, Olivia thought to herself, as she did not want to move so the hummingbird would not fly away. Olivia just watched the hummingbird fly around in front of her and it landed on her nose again, thinking about how beautiful it is as it was chirping. Then the hummingbird with the whirring of its wings flew out the window. Olivia sat up in bed for a moment and got up, walking into her washroom, leaving her bedroom window open. As Olivia was washing her face with a pink washcloth, she remembered the hummingbird flying in her face as she was sitting with Oliver. Episode 5: Formal Dining. Wearing a strapless full-length apple red formal gown with a blue sapphire diamond choker necklace on, Olivia exited the Maserati limousine as the driver held the door open. Arriving for boarding at the Trailways Train Express passenger train. Security securing Olivia's new Trent watch collection walked along with her. Entering the lounge car, Olivia set up the display of her new Trent watch collection. After confirming in person which security personnel would stay with her new Trent watch collection at all times, Olivia intently stood back and looked at the area where her new Trent watch collection was arranged. Hearing people having conversations as they were walking along the aisle, Oliver and Olivia's eyes met as he entered the lounge car. Gazing at how beautiful Olivia looked as he was walking toward her, Olivia had her eyes on Oliver's goatee as he was walking over to her. Oliver told Olivia that she looked very beautiful. Thank you, and you look very handsome, Olivia replied. Oliver did not let his emotions show in front of his parents. He wanted to give Olivia a kiss. Oliver and Olivia's eyes were so locked on each other that Olivia did not notice that the man and woman who walked into the lounge car with Oliver were wearing crowns on their heads. After entering the lounge car, Oliver's parents paused for a moment. Not walking over to the young lady their son was walking toward. Seeing 4 security personnel positioned in different areas of the lounge car, not being so close to the display that no one could walk freely about. Looking at Olivia's reaction to Oliver, his parents looked at each other after hearing them compliment each other, also seeing that the display had been set up. "Let me introduce you to my parents," he said to Olivia. Olivia, not saying anything, began walking alongside Oliver toward his parents. Greeting each other as Oliver introduces them by name, walks in Oliver's uncle and his sister into the lounge car, who Oliver also introduces to Olivia. Briefly stepping away, Olivia had asked that she be excused for a moment. Walking over near the new Trent watch collection display, she reached for brochures about her company's brand, hoping it would help persuade potential customers. Looking directly at them as she walks back, handing each of them a brochure. Olivia was answering questions about her collection, allowing Oliver's uncle Samuel and his dad Carlos to pick up a watch. His sister had her eyes on a pocket watch. Oliver also deciding to pick up a couple of the wrist watches and look at them. Talking with her mother Madeline, Oliver's sister pointed at the pocket watch, deciding to walk over to the display. Madeline was the first, who decided to make a purchase. "Pardon me," Madeline said to Olivia, "I would like to purchase this pocket watch." "That's wonderful," Olivia replied, completed the sale and wrapped the pocket watch in a small box with decorative paper and a ribbon. Mrs. Mateo, Oliver's mother, having a conversation with her son Oliver and his uncle while they were comfortably seating near a large windows in the lounge car. "The new Trent watch collection is very beautiful, but I have no need for one, Mrs. Mateo said to them. Mr. Mateo turned around, not being able to hear their conversation, asked his brother to come here for a moment. During a conversation, Oliver told Olivia he would be giving her a call, that he would like to have a look at more of her designs. "That would be great," Olivia replied. Samuel walked over to Carlos and they began talking about the wrist watches, and Carlos was pointing at pictures in the brochure. "We both would like to make a purchase," Carlos said to Olivia. "That's great, Mr. Mateo," she replied. "Let me get them wrapped up for the both of you. Give me one moment, please," Olivia replied. Olivia walked back to Carlos and Samuel handed them their purchase, completing the sale. "Thank you for welcoming me here this evening, allowing me the opportunity to show you my new Trent watch collection, and at this time the showing has concluded. Thank you," Olivia said. The Trailways Train Express, being owned by the Mateo, offered a seated dining experience with a classic full-service meal. "Olivia," Oliver said as he looked at her, calling her name, walking over to her, "we will see you in the dinner car when you are done here." "All right," Olivia replied, then turning around, walking towards the security personnel. Anticipating Olivia walking into the dining car, Oliver was going over the list of wine and champagne. With the soft music playing as Olivia entered into the dining car, walking over to the table where everyone was sitting. Oliver stood up, pulling a chair out from the table and motioned with his right hand for Olivia to have a seat there. A server came to the table offering a glass of Louis Roederer crystal champagne or a glass of Chateau Lafite Rothschild wine. Talking amongst themselves at the table as their dinner was being served by the wait staff, Mrs. Mateo took a moment to tell Olivia how exquisite she thought her new Trent watch collection was. I appreciate that, Olivia replied as the last dish was being served at the table. Enjoying their time during dinner, Olivia did not ask about the crowns Oliver's parents were wearing, and no one else mentioned it. Olivia thought about the features of the train she had seen when she arrived, thinking of how beautifully designed it was. Oliver's family members decided they were ready to leave, and after saying goodbye to each other for the evening, they went home together in a Maserati limousine. Olivia and Oliver were the only two still there. Oliver had asked Olivia to stay a while longer after his family members had left. Olivia's new Trent watch collection had been sent back to the company with her security team before she entered the dining car. Oliver showed Olivia around the train, and the two of them returned to the lounge car, listening to music and drinking a glass of Roederer crystal champagne. Oliver stood up at the bar holding out his hand, and asked Olivia if she would like to dance. Olivia said yes and placed her hand into Oliver's hand, and they both walked to the center of the floor and began dancing to a slow song. With one spin then another spin with a dip. Then Oliver looked into Olivia's eyes and he kissed her. Olivia chuckled and sighed quietly. All evening all she could think about was the smell of his cologne and how she wanted to be near him alone, and she gently kissed him back. Episode 6: A Gift for You. Olivia fast at work reviewing designs and checking her reports, at her office located at the base tower. A family-owned business that is 4-story high at 21 Th Street, Woodland, South Beach, and in walking distance of Miami Beach. Olivia decided during her lunch hour to take a walk on the beach, walking barefoot in the sand while carrying her sandals. With there not being a lot of people out during this time, Olivia was just looking at the yachts and the boats as she walked, playing with sand in between her toes. Receiving a call from Oliver and speaking with him briefly, Oliver asked Olivia if he could pick her up from the beach. Olivia replied yes, I would like that. Meeting with her moments later, there was Oliver standing in the sand as Olivia happened to turn around. Having a smile on her face seeing Oliver walking barefoot in the sand carrying his shoes as they were walking towards each other. Greeting each other with a kiss, and continuing to walk barefoot together in the sand for a short walk. As they talked about their plans for the remainder of the day, Olivia saw that there was a driver holding the door open to a Mercedes limo as they were walking. Oliver looked at Olivia and said, "Right this way." Without replying, Olivia just looked at Oliver and smiled as they walked toward the Mercedes limo. This time Oliver handed the durable washcloths and handed a few to Olivia so she would not have sand in her sandals. "Thank you, Olivia," said Oliver. "You're welcome," he replied. "Have you eaten?" Oliver asked Olivia. "No," she replied. Oliver had asked the driver to wait a few minutes before driving off. Oliver had connections, so he asked Olivia if she had a private office space for dining at her office. She said yes. Oliver made a couple of phone calls and offered a glass of Domaine de la Romanie wine to Olivia, saying thank you to Oliver after she accepted the wine. Oliver asked the driver to drive about a mile away and then return to the base tower. Seeing that they were 1 block away from the base tower, Oliver opened an inside panel and removed a gift as Olivia was looking while she was still drinking wine. The gift is a red box with a blue and red ribbon. Oliver handed the gift to Olivia and told her, "I was thinking of you." Olivia did not care what was in it and said thank you to Oliver and leaned over and gave him a kiss after accepting the gift. Looking at the elegance of her gift, after opening it, Olivia saw it was the luxury handbag she had seen and had not returned to purchase it. "Thank you again," Olivia said as it was clear to see how pleased she was. "You're welcome," Oliver replied, as he thought, as graceful and stylish she is in appearance inside and out, that handbag is right for her. The Mercedes limo stopped and the driver held the door open after arriving at the base tower. After entering the base tower, there were 2 security personnel standing on each side of the room near the entrance. "Good afternoon, Mr. Matteo," they all said once they had entered. "Good afternoon, gentlemen," Oliver replied. Olivia decided not to say a word and continued on with Oliver to the private office. On the 3rd floor, Olivia noticed 4 more security personnel near the private office, who also said good afternoon, Mr. Matteo, and Oliver replying good afternoon, gentlemen. Before entering the private office, Oliver said to Olivia, "Here, let me get that for you," and Oliver opened the door and motioned with his right hand for her to enter the private office first. With lights being dim as Olivia entered the private office, she could see candlelight coming from a table set for 2. With champagne and a dining table peony arrangement hand-carved dough bowl in the center of it. Oliver walked to a chair and pulled the seat out for Olivia to sit down. After Oliver had sat down, the waiting staff entered the room and offered champagne to them and began filling their glasses. Olivia, speechless, just looking at Oliver as they enjoyed their champagne, and said to Oliver, "Thank you. This is really beautiful." "I'm happy you like it," Oliver replied. The waiting staff returned serving lunch to Oliver and Olivia and exited the room. The music started playing and the 2 of them would not be disturbed for a couple of hours. Having a light conversation with each other while enjoying their lunch and their time together, Olivia still chose not to ask about the crown his parents were wearing, and she decided she wanted Oliver to let the conversation. Oliver asked Olivia if she would like to dance. "I would like that very much," Olivia replied. Holding each other closely and moving light on their feet with the slow music that is playing, the 2 of them kissed. Dancing until the song stopped and Oliver asked Olivia if she would like a glass of champagne, and Olivia said yes. While they both were savoring the flavor of the champagne, Oliver got up and walked to the side of the table where Olivia was sitting and reaching for and intimately holding her hand. Oliver, with a romantic interest, got on one knee, looking into Olivia's eyes, and he kissed her. Continuing to look directly in her eyes after their kiss, Oliver pulled out a small blue box and he opened it, with a pink diamond ring right in the center of the box. Oliver asked Olivia if she would give him the honor of being his wife. Olivia looked at Oliver and stood up looking in his eyes and said, "Yes, Oliver, I will marry you." Oliver then placed the ring on Olivia's finger. They embraced each other and began kissing.